Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at this guy right here, the Pied Piper from Iello. And it is a game where you are in a town infested with rats. Such a pleasant place. And of course you're trying to defend your house from a bunch of different rats, except for the fact that your friendly neighbors, the people that you go to cookouts with, the people that you fire fireworks off with, they're trying to get your house infested with rats too. And so they're trying to get the rats to go to your house and stay away from theirs. You're trying to get to go to theirs and stay away from yours. And then you're trying to get the Pied Piper to come help you out as well. It's a cutthroat game, but one that I would willingly play with families all the time, I think. Let me get to the table and I'll show you why. So in a game of the Pied Piper, everybody lives in a town that has been infested with rats. And we're trying to get those, kind of defend our houses from those rats. So the person who is the best at defending his house from rats is the winner. And basically how that happens is that every time a rat goes across your house, your rat tracker is going to move up. Whenever it reaches the roof, you've been eliminated from the game, and the game continues until 2 people are left standing. So 2 houses have not been eliminated yet. And then the person, whoever has the rat tracker lowest on their house, is the actual winner. If there's a case of a tie, you look to see how many people you eliminated, and whoever eliminated the most people is the actual winner. So a great, fun, light-hearted game. Yes? Actually, no. It's quite cutthroat, but it is also quite fun as well. So with all that being said, let's go through some of the things that you'll have to do to get there. First of all, everybody has their own house that they're going to be trying to protect, and it's double-sided, so you can pick which side, doesn't really matter. They both look pretty much the same. Then you're also going to be having your own rat tracker, the little beady eyes looking through the hole in the box. And then you're also going to have a hand of action cards, which you're actually going to be using to make these rats and the Pied Piper go around the house. So, for example, you'll have cards like this one, where it is simply an arrow. It means that the mouse is going to move in that direction 1 hop over somebody's house. Then you have cards like this, which will make the mouse or the Pied Piper move twice. This one is you're going to be moving through the sewers. So this will actually make a mouse go underneath, or a rat rather, go underneath the house, not through the house. And then you have a backwards icon, which means that the mouse will go backwards, clockwise instead of counterclockwise, or the Pied Piper. Then you have these cards, and if they're played with another card, for example, if these 2 cards were played together, you would actually go backwards once, plus 1 more time, so it's actually a backwards twice. If that plus 1 is played with this one, then it's forward 3 instead of just forward 2, and so forth and so on. Then you have the melody card, which when played, every person in that group, wherever this card is played, for example, if it's played here on the yellow, you would look at where the yellow is, and then everybody in that group, the black rat and the Pied Piper and the yellow rat, would follow this direction. So this means that these guys would actually come back here along with the Pied Piper, and so forth and so on. So the melody card makes everybody in that group move, not just the color character that it is played underneath. So with the first player here, the first player gets to place a card from their hand to start the game. Basically, the person who goes first gets to play only 1 card, but then everybody else on after that gets to play 2 cards from their hand, the caveat being that you can't play 2 cards on the same character in one turn. So you could play 1 card here underneath the Pied Piper, but then the second card would have to go on one of the other 3 cards that are there. So, the first player having gone, they start the game by playing one card underneath a character of their choice. They draw to replace. We've already simulated that, so play continues to number 2 here. And the second person would then be able to play a card underneath a character, like so, and then a card underneath another character, like this. And then they would draw 2 cards from the action deck to replace the 2 that they played, bringing their hand total back up to 4, and then they will check to see if any characters fire. So this character having 2 cards, whenever a character has 2 cards underneath it, it fires at the end of that player's turn. So the yellow character here, the yellow rat, would go backwards twice. So we go back 1 here, and then back 1 here. Which means that this player would raise 1 on their rat track, and so would this player as well. Then these are discarded, as well as this guy, and then 1 is put in its place. So this person will play 1 underneath the purple, and then he has to play underneath his second card. He could play on any of these 3. We're going to go with on the green. We're going to play that guy right there, and then he draws 2 to replace. No characters are fired, so we go on to the next person. We're going to play 1 card on here, and then 1 card like that on there. And both of these characters would fire. Now, when 2 characters will fire at the same time, the person whose turn it is gets to choose which one goes first. So what we're going to do here is they'll choose yellow to go first. So yellow goes forward 1 with this card, and then under this house with that card, which means that this one does not get raised, but this one does. And then these cards are discarded and refilled. Then the Pied Piper also fires, and he comes backward 1, which gets this to lower. And then he goes under this house, which doesn't get this one to lower at all. And that's put away and replaced. So on this player's turn, they're going to play a backwards on that, and then a +1 over here. Draw 2 to replace. And then this one fires, so the purple mouse goes forward 1, which raises this, and then he goes backward 1, which raises this one again. And that's how the game goes until, as I said earlier, there are only 2 houses standing, and then the person who has the rat track lower on their house is the winner. In case of a tie, it goes to how many people each person eliminated, and if there's still a tie, the game says to play a rematch, or you can just shake hands and say, well done, and move on to the next game. But that's how you play Pied Piper. Now, normally I'm not a family game, cutthroat family game kind of person, because, you know, you never know how deep the tension runs between siblings and so forth and so on. So you don't want somebody to lose their cool and just go all out on one person, and that person starts crying, and then you're, oh, now we have to stop and figure. So I usually try to stay away from cutthroat games, but this one is so light, fast, and fun that I'll play it with my family, no problems. I just played it with my youth group tonight and had a great time. We played 2 games in about 45 minutes, which tells you just about how fast this game goes. Really fast, a great filler game, very lighthearted. Everybody at the table had never played before, and they all learned and caught on very quickly. So that's one thing that is a huge plus to this, and I think it's really great that Iello is taking this vein of games that way. They're very light, very easy, very fun, and all of that kind of stuff. This one is one of the few in this line, this book line of games, you know, it looks like a book, that are based on, you know, other fables, children's stories that I've played, and I really do like this one a lot. So I'm going to go back and try some of the ones that I've missed. So That being said, it's very light, very easy, very family friendly, and a great, fun little take that kind of game where you are simply trying to protect your house from a rat infestation. The artwork is very good on it. The different houses are very colorful. They pop, they make the game pop. The little rat figurines, if you look at them, are very neat. They are delineated by the color of their tail. So again, very neat little items as well. I really like this game. I'm going to give it 2 huge thumbs up. Really enjoyed it. My youth group really enjoyed it as well. And I think my family's going to have a blast with it as well. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on the flip side.